Okay, minasan. Today we're gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 31 before watching Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 31. This episode 31 is gonna be about the big mommy milkers, Jeremy's mom. So without further ado, let us watch the trailer. Let's go. Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. Let's go. Okay. Interesting. There is a lot of things to kind of like go through. Hey, yo, okay, we are finally getting our Zord scenes once again after how many episodes? I think after 3 episodes of not seeing a Megazord, we finally are back with a new Megazord episode. Okay, so that is gonna be really fun for them to not kind of like over rely on the Megazord scene to make the show interesting. That is really good. I really want to see less of the Zord and more of the character fighting with one another. They don't need to go into the Zord every single episode, okay? But with that being said, let us kind of like go through the trailer scene by scene to see what we can expect from the next episode itself. First shot is amazing. We immediately get to see this Jeremy's mother is like in a giant size. We are not sure why is she in a giant size. Is she being controlled, or she definitely she eat some sugar soul to make herself grow bigger and grow large, something like that. So I'm really not sure like what is happening, and I'm not sure what is the story is gonna be about, but definitely the galactic insect is gonna be responsible in one sense or another, something like that. Okay, but let me move on to the next scene. Next we get to see Daigo versus the Jeremy's mother. So I think this is kind of like a flashback back, because we actually get to see a scene where Jeremy is still actually wearing the mask of the, I don't know what do you actually call it, like he's still wearing the mask of the spider hen, something like that. Okay, so that is really interesting, and I think if not mistaken, the one that put the mask on Jeremy is actually the mom itself, because like she wanted to protect him, like hide the identity, something like that. I think so. Okay, I think so, but then again I could be wrong. Kind of like forgot a little bit on how the story went already for Jeremy, but it looks really suffocating, not gonna lie. Like I feel like if you wear that mask for 2000 years, like for the first part of your life, you are gonna feel very suffocated because of how claustrophobic it is. Like it is gonna make those who are afraid of tight spaces really afraid of tight spaces. Okay, but we actually get to see this scene where Jeremy is actually talking to the mom, and this is when she is still a little boy, something like that. So we are not sure like what is happening and what is going on, but yeah, just we just have to wait and see. Okay, next we get to see Durajin in the normal world once again. So it's been a while since we actually saw him taking like action himself. Most of the time it's the jester who is actually the one that move around and play around with the human and all the stuff. So the reason why he is not part of the jester is because we need to remember he is the king, and the job of a jester is to entertain the king. So there is like 5 jester and 1 king, so making them a total of 6 galactic insect members, something like that. Okay, next we get to see Himeno being killed doing this. I don't know what this is. Okay, like maybe she's just being killed and for no reason. I really don't know what they are trying to do here. Maybe kind of like an insect thing. They're trying to locate the Jeremy's mom, something like that. It could be. It's dumb, but it could be. Next we get to see Dibowski doing something stupid as well alongside with Himeno. So yeah, I'm really not sure what to expect. Okay, next we get to see Gira and Jeremy talking to one another. Gira seems very upset, like and Jeremy seems like I'm not gonna listen, yo, something like that. So it's gonna be really how do I say, like making the entire Sentai like fight with one another seems to be the way the galactic insect choose to do things, because they know they can't actually beat them on a combat basis itself. But then again, Durajin is supposed to be quite OP, okay, by how he treated Gira on episode 27. It is really insane, and yet we don't actually get to see the rest of the Jester doing anything of a similar feat, okay? Like when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, the Jesters will always lose. Maybe other than Grody, because he's a little bit immortal, but further down the line we are gonna see one of his weaknesses is definitely gonna get revealed, something like that. So it's gonna be really interesting. So apparently this scene of like Gira talking to Jeremy, Yanma is also there, and I felt like there's a little bit of conflict going on. Like we are not sure what is the conflict, maybe like, and I'm not sure, okay? Like I have nothing on my mind right now that actually involve the mom and all those stuff. So yeah, let me move on. Next we get to see Rita being locked into a cage, and Gira seems to be there talking to Rita. Why is Rita in a cage? We are not sure, but she is enjoying her Morphun thing, like her Morphun anime, so that is good for her, I guess. But yeah, why is Rita in a cage? Why is the Supreme Justice in a cage? We are not sure, okay? We are really not sure, but maybe she kind of deemed herself guilty for kind of like letting Grody go or something like that, for not stopping Grody or letting Karas die and blah blah blah. All these are definitely a possibility on what could actually happen to Rita, okay, which actually caused her to be in a jail itself, in a prison itself. Next, we get to see Gira talking to Durajin, and it seems like Gira is like losing control, losing his anger a little bit. So that is really subarashi. Next, we get to see a close-up shot of Jeremy in the, how do I say, like in the mask. Nothing much to talk about here. But next we get to see the mom like of Jeremy lying on the floor, and we got a close-up shot of the venom shooter. And I think we are being led to believe, like, all this while I always thought that Jeremy's mom or parents already passed away. So seeing the mom in the previous episode ending, it really took me by surprise. I was like, I thought you are dead, man. Like, where do you come from? Why are you here? And all those stuff. So it's really surprising to actually see that, okay? But the next thing we get to see is this Hirobu sitting on the seesaw with Grody behind, and Grody kind of like take a lounge and the chair or bench, something like that. And by the way, I've been like kind of like I've been thinking a lot on how do they actually make the CG up on this chair and all those stuff. I think I came to the simple conclusion that they are just using the chair itself is green in color. Yes, that's for sure, but they use plastic wrap, like transparent plastic wrap, and like on certain part of the sofa there is gonna have more plastic wrap. Then if you have more plastic wrap, then you're not gonna actually see like it's not gonna be green color, so you're not able to kind of like key out the entirety of the chair, and that is how you actually got this, like you got a little bit of like the plastic wrap looking thing as the thing that left behind. So really interesting thing. Next we get to see a more longer scene of Gira and Dorajin talking to one another, and Gira is definitely being really angry with what is going on, but we just have to wait and see how the story is gonna go. Okay, next we get to see God King-Ohger fighting with the big titty MILF spider mom, something like that, and it looks really good. It looks really flexy with how she moved here. I think this is definitely a benefit with how they design the Bugnarak, because like the Bugnarak is able to move more freely and to fight more like a human, something like that. Like it's not gonna like restricted to like a lot of like bulky thing that they are not able to move around, something like that. So that is amazing. Next we get to see the scene of Jeremy looking, I would assume, very, very sad or very, very serious when he's actually fighting against his own mother itself. But I would say maybe the next episode, like all of us would assume that the mom is still alive and all that stuff, blah blah blah. But what if this is not really the mom of Jeremy? Maybe this is someone else that we do not know, actually have the capability, the ability to imitate someone. I think that is gonna be really, really interesting as well. But with that being said, that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.